So this knowledge is helping the elect, right? And then there's another definition here. It says the voluntary giving of help, typically in the form of money to those in need. And really, this is the true value, the true money is in this wisdom. It's more valuable than pearls, more valuable than gold and silver, right? Then I have a little excerpt that says, what is the real meaning of charity? And this is what it says. It says, generosity and helpfulness, especially toward the needy or suffering. All right, and our people are suffering. You know, the Israelites are suffering, man. And the only thing that can heal us and profit us and help us is this knowledge, this truth. So this is it's a great gesture, you know, done by the men who are out there. You know, people don't really understand the great gesture that the men who teach on the streets that you're doing them. It's a far more outweighs everything. You know, this is the most important knowledge that we could have, especially coming into the times that we're coming into. All right. So let's keep reading. It says, verse 7, because that for his name's sake they went forth taking nothing of the Gentiles. Right, we go out there, and the Gentiles it's talking about here are the Gentiles of our own nation, the strangers of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, who we're bringing, you know, through the Spirit and power. Yahweh is using us to bring our people back into the fold of the truth, right? So that's what it is, you know. We're not taking nothing from our people. We don't have a bucket where you can throw money in our bucket to, you know, make some money while we're ministering, while we're prophesying. We don't expect nothing in return, right? It says in the scriptures, I received this freely, therefore I give it freely. You know, like you got the guys like Vocab Malone. They'll go and spend thousands and thousands of dollars in a theology school, right? And when you understand it, you don't need to pay for this knowledge. You don't need to pay for this truth. And you have to be an Israelite for the truth to be, you know, really for you to get it, for you to understand. No matter how many thousands of dollars these so-called pastors, you know, that when they go into theology and seminary school, they're just wasting their money because they're not getting the truth. You know, the truth doesn't come out of those seminary schools. See? So that's why this is something that we, you know, we should, you know, be very grateful and thankful that the Lord has had mercy on us to the point where, you know, this truth has been given to us freely, and we would be a hypocrite to turn around and try to make a bag off this knowledge, off this truth. See? Verse 8, we therefore ought to receive such that we might be fellow helpers to the truth. I wrote unto the church, but Diotrephes, who loved to have the preeminence among them, receiveth us not. And Diotrephes, that name, and this dude could have been a two-third. He could have been a heathen. It doesn't say in the scripture specifically, but you know, this is preeminence, meaning he was exalting himself over the brotherhood, right? And he was actually, when you go into you know who he was basically coming against the men, the brotherhood, and the truth, hindering us, you know, hindering the brothers. So when you go into that name too, it means nourished by Jupiter, which Jupiter is that he's a pagan Greek Greek idol, Greek god, right? So this chapter, it gives you an example of a balance, because it talks about Diotrephes, and then it also talks about, well, let's keep reading. Diotrephes, he didn't receive the brotherhood. He was a hindrance to the apostles and to the disciples. Verse 10, wherefore if I come, I will remember his deeds, which he doeth prating against us with malicious words, and not content therewith, neither doth he himself receive the brethren, and forbiddeth them that would, and casteth them out of the church. Right? And that's what these heathen, they try to do. Whether this was a two-third or a heathen, this Diotrephes character, at any rate, he was he was rejecting the knowledge, rejecting the truth, rejecting the brethren, casting us out in that time. Verse 11, beloved, follow not that which is evil, but that which is good. He that doeth good is of the Most High, but he that doeth evil hath not seen the Most High. Right? So now we're going to balance it out. In verse 12, it speaks of a so-called Christian, or he would have been a Christian in that day. Demetrius hath good report of all men, and of the truth itself. Yeah, and we also bear record, and you know that our record is true. So Demetrius was the opposite of, what's his name? Diotrephes. Alright? So Diotrephes, he was coming against the brethren. Demetrius, he had a good report of all men. Meaning, his good report was this knowledge, this truth. Meaning, he understood that he was part of the brethren. He was part of the brotherhood. You're not going to receive this knowledge, receive this truth, unless unless the Spirit is working with you. And also, of course, you got to be an Israelite. But this chapter, like I said, it balances out. It gives you an example of a wicked man who coming against the knowledge, and another man, Demetrius, who was righteous, and he was giving out this charity. And charity, you don't make money off charity. You see, we don't make no money when we go out there. There's a lot of times when people have offered us money and we decline it, right? Verse 13, I had many things to write, but I will not with ink and pen write unto thee. But I trust I shall shortly see thee, and we shall speak face to face. Peace be to thee, our friends salute thee. Greet the friends by name. Right? And that's how we do it. That's how we do our greetings. We greet our brothers by their names, and we do the salute. We salute brothers. So, I just wanted to go on a quick little hitter. I didn't know where the Spirit was going to take me, but it took me to this 3 John and 1. So I'm going to close out. Like I said, I'm over here trying to make a little bit of money. But with that, I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors goes out to the other apostles, the great millstone, for teaching me the truth. Also, one Ekal Dalakiam, who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the 4 corners of the earth.